Welcome to Kognito Key. Have you ever paused mid-bite of a super juicy mango or maybe a really crisp apple and thought, wait, what exactly is this that I'm eating? Well, today we are literally unlocking the vibrant, hidden world inside the fruits we enjoy every single day. Let's dive right into this explainer.
So, what are you actually eating? Well, in botanical terms, the fleshy, or sometimes dry, part of the fruit that we happily snack on is called the pericarp. You see, a fruit and a pericarp aren't actually the exact same thing. The fruit as a whole contains the seed, which develops from an ovule, and the pericarp, which is basically the fruit wall. This wall develops directly from the flower's ovary, right after fertilization has taken place, forming that protective and usually delicious envelope around the seed.
Section 1. The 3 fruit layers. If we peel the fruit from the outside in, we start right at the epicarp. The prefix epi actually means on, and carp means fruit. It's that differentiated, thin, and really tough outermost layer. Think about your everyday experience of peeling an orange or a lemon. You know that tough outer rind? That is your epicarp. And in citrus fruits specifically, this brightly colored, textured outer skin has a special botanical name. It's called the flavido. It acts as the fruit's very first line of defense against the outside world. Moving one layer deeper, we find the mesocarp. Meso meaning middle. This is the intermediary layer of tissue sitting right between the outer skin and the inner core. In a lot of the fruits we absolutely love, like peaches or tomatoes, the mesocarp is that thick, fleshy, juicy center. Basically, the main edible portion. But here's a really fascinating contrast. In citrus fruits, the mesocarp is actually that spongy white pith, called the albedo, that you usually have to peel away and separate before you can even eat the fruit. Fun fact, it's also the exact part of the citrus process to make sucade, or candied peel. Finally, we reach the innermost covering, the endocarp. Endo simply means inside. This layer straight away encloses the seed, and what's truly fascinating here is how drastically the endocarp changes depending on the fruit you're looking at. In stone fruits, think peaches, plums, and apricots, the endocarp is incredibly thick and hard. It literally forms the stone or pit protecting the seed. But in citrus fruits, it's completely different. The endocarp is actually the part we consume. It is fractioned into those little segments tightly packed with juice vesicles. Section 2. True, false, and seedless. Did you know fruits are actually classified based on where their pericarp originates? It's true. True fruits, or eucarps, are exactly what we've been discussing so far. Their pericarp flourishes directly from the mature ovary of the flower. A mango is a perfect example of a true fruit. But then we have false fruits, or pseudocarps. In these guys, the pericarp develops from other plant tissues or floral parts, not just the ovary. And here is the shocking truth. An apple is technically a false or spurious fruit. Why? Because its fleshy part actually develops from the flower's thalamus, not the ovary. Crazy, right? And then we have a really fascinating exception, parthenocarpic fruits. These are fruits that are completely sterile. They lack seeds entirely. But even though they're seedless, the pericarp still develops from the ovary, so they are considered true fruits. The most famous example of a parthenocarpic fruit? The banana. It develops purely to provide that starchy, sweet pericarp we all love, without a single functioning seed inside. Section 3. Protection and seed dispersal. So why does the plant put so much energy into creating these 3 complex layers? Well, it all comes down to 2 critical evolutionary functions, protection and dispersal. The pericarp is honestly a master of manipulation. It uses vibrant colors and exudes delectable odors just to trick animals into helping out with seed dispersal. This happens in a few incredible ways. First, there's epizookery, where dry pericarps might have tiny hooks that adhere to an animal's fur for free transport. Then, there's endozookery. This is where fleshy fruits are eaten by animals or birds, the tasty pericarp is digested, and the tough seeds are safely excreted far, far away from the parent plant. And for some dry fruits, the pericarp acts almost like a catapult, shattering open to eject seeds straight into the wind. But remember, before a seed can be dispersed, it has to be protected and nurtured. Deep inside the fruit, a stalk-like umbilical structure called the funiculus attaches the developing seed to the ovary's placenta. As the fruit matures, that placenta layer actually fuses with our innermost layer, the endocarp. The endocarp is working hard here, maintaining a highly favorable microclimate, just nurturing that seed. Then it modifies into a hardened pit. It becomes a literal fortress, beautifully designed to protect the seed from diseases and hungry herbivores. Section 4. Wrapping up our fruit. It's amazing when you realize that every single millimeter of the pericarp is perfectly engineered by nature for protection and propagation. So the next time you bite into a crisp apple, you've got to ask yourself, are you really eating the fruit? Or are you just falling for the flower's brilliantly engineered illusion? Thank you so much for joining me today on Kognito Key. If you loved peeling back the layers of science with me today, please hit that subscribe button, give this explainer a big thumbs up, and definitely share it with your friends. Keep learning, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.